when there's a storm inside of you, inside of me. And what does this have to do with 2025 being the best, most amazing year in your life and in my life? Well, I'm going to share this with you. I'm going to share something that is so very important, that something that I experienced myself, and I recently experienced it, and I just want to share it. And there's a reason why you're watching this video now. I know that. So if you are watching this and you know what I speak about when I say there's a storm going on inside, emotions are like this, and the impact of this, and also some ideas that I invite you to explore, can have a huge impact on your life. So first of all, one of my earlier mentors, a guy named Blair Singer, and I recently posted about him on my Facebook profile. He always said, when emotions go up, intelligence go down. And the thing is that I, for myself, remember so many times in my earlier life especially, but I also seen this with people that I had on my seminars or people that I did coach. They experienced the same. And what I'm speaking about here, when the storm is going on inside, when emotions are like this, if we react when we are in that kind of state, there's a huge, how can we say this? There's a huge possibility that it will not be a good thing, the result. So two people are coming, arguing about a parking spot, two people are arguing about a ticket, two people are arguing about the relationship, and it goes like this. You've probably seen it. And if you're an entrepreneur, that's who I coach the last many years now, you've run a business and you want to take your leadership, your business to the next level, this is very important too. Because I've seen it also, people react to their team members if they did something they didn't want them to do or didn't do it. And if they are emotional, if they are in a bad shape or something like this, and are emotional and they react to the employee, to the team member, it can be a disaster. And the thing is also, when we react, when our emotion, when our storm is going on inside, it's, first of all, it's going like this. You probably know this, I know this. And also the consequences. So we have to do a lot of cleaning after. We have to speak with people after. We have to maybe ask for apology, or maybe we go after them and ask for them to say I'm sorry. But we spend a lot of energy and time on all of this. So what I realized is, and you've seen from the beach in other videos, I'm using the beach nearly every day. And I sit there after the water, I'm in sauna, I look at the beach, and I see some days where there's storm and all the waves are very like, and I see in the water, it's very also like this. Whoa, everything in the water is like getting, I don't know what the word is for this. And I got that image one day and I thought, okay, this is the same thing as when there's a storm inside. It's also like this. Everything is like, wow, I cannot handle it. And then after the storm, when the storm is over, maybe it's one day, maybe it's 2 days, everything is calm, clear. I can look at the bottom, at the ocean. The water is so clear, it's so nice. And if I try to swim in the water when it's very stormy, it's not, I can do it, but it's more surviving than swimming. If I do it in the very clear, nice water, it's a great experience. That's the image that I wanted to share with you, because when you react, if you know what I mean, when there's a storm going on inside, it's not that easy to make good results. It's not that easy to create good experiences in your life. But if you, but think about yourself. Instead of reacting, just wait, breathe, and wait till the storm is over. Because it will be over. And it's difficult when we are in that situation because we feel like, whoa, this is never going to end, or this is too much, or something like that. I know what I'm speaking about here. But if you breathe and stay with this, the storm will pass. And if it's possible, it is possible to, instead of react when the storm is there, to actually wait and let the storm pass. It will be like my image from the water. You will see much more clearly. And as a guy told me in the gym this morning, there's always a solution. Things will always work out. And I liked he just said that. And I was like, wow, that's nice. And that's pretty much how it is, right? But the fact is, if we keep reacting when the storm is there, or avoiding the storm, which is what's happening for many, and it was for me too. I was a work alcoholic, I was a drama alcoholic with relationship, I was not an alcoholic, but I did have a lot of alcohol, I did do drugs in times of my life, I did do a lot of stuff where I got addicted to that storm inside, or avoiding that storm inside. Because when we begin, and that's why I say I'm just inviting to opening up to this, just inviting to opening up to that there's more than what our brain is trying to figure out. I was only in my head for so many years. When I began, and the universe helped me, I shared my business, $1.5 million debt in other videos, my relationship, 6 years relationship, which ended in a disaster because she had another relationship going on. And so I know what I'm speaking about with these storms, but what I also understand now is that if we don't react to the storms, but we can, instead of being an alcoholic, work alcoholic or something else, if we just sit with it, which for me was very difficult because I didn't know how to do it. And I was afraid of the pain when the storm was there. But by sitting there and being with it, allowing it, it let itself go. The storm went over, it passed. My system processed the storm. I've seen this with clients too. Their system processed the storm. So instead of, and when the storm is over, there will no more be the attraction of going into another human being like this. When we experience the storm, if we can breathe through it and we can stay with ourselves and just let it be, even though it's not that easy, I'm not saying it easy, but what we will experience, from my experience, from the people that I help, is that we will see less things in our reality. You will see less things in your reality that will create a storm inside of you. So, but if we react to the storm, our system gets used to that. That's what happened for me for so many years. So that was the only thing I knew how to. Okay, somehow my reality created a new thing, brought up a storm, and a fight or something came with that drama, and all of this went. And just a few moments later in my life, next storm, next person or thing that I could, like this. But instead of reacting, breathing, let it do its work, and let it until there's calm again. And the result from that is that there will be less things where the storm will be brought up, because those seeds are not there anymore. We'll let something go every time. And if you begin to open up to this, you will realize the same thing. I've had sessions with clients when one session we released so much trapped energy, so many trauma energy inside of them. And they told me after, they felt free. they didn't have the arguments with their spouse or with their kid or with their team member. They didn't have it disappeared. They didn't have to tell anybody how to do things or anything. It just, like the storm, it went over and everything was clear. So, and what does this have to do with abundance? It does have a lot to do with this, because my experience is that when we allow this, instead of what I did, run away from those emotions, out partying, talking with people, working all the time, drinking, drugs, whatever it was, which was escape from those emotions. When I stopped escaping it and when I became allow it instead, when I allowed it, what happened was that there would be fewer things in my life to react to, which also made it easier for me to connect with people on a deeper level, to connect with myself on a deeper level, to feel how my body is, and something is wrong, I need to check it, or I have to go to the gym and make this a routine, I have to change my diet, not because something I figured out up here, but because there was more calm. It felt like the right thing to do. It was much easier to implement those good habits. And the same thing with business. If we fight, if business is uphill, it's a struggle, and like this, it might be because we are very much up in the head, trying to figure it out. I was for so many years. And instead, when we begin to accept this, what I'm speaking about, and begin to just be open to ourselves, listening to ourselves, allowing what's going on in ourselves, and just whatever happens, let that happen. It's going to be easier to create business results. It's going to be easier to get and attract great team members to your business. I know it because I've seen this over and over again. So I hope this helped, and I sent a lot of great energy, a lot of success energy, a lot of great vibrations, and a lot of love.